Well, welcome in and settle down, everybody, for another bout of Torch's News Roundup! First up, everybody's done excited over that there newfangled Rogue One trailer. We finally get our first glimpse of it in the teaser, and it looks very interesting. I'm glad they're using the same Mon Mothma actress from the deleted subplot in Revenge of the Sith. I think her name is Genevieve O'Reilly. Maybe they could use some of that first deleted Revenge of the Sith scene with Padme in flashback. That would be kind of cool. Of course, this was several years before the Bothans died, but she's looking a bit young for this point in her career. The Yavin base set looks awesome and very accurate to the period. Ben Mendelsohn is playing a character who is wearing the dress uniform of a Grand Admiral, it seems. I guess he's going to be our Tarkin substitute. I wasn't aware of the actor by name, but he looks like the guy that played Daggett in The Dark Knight Rises. Do you feel in charge? So we know he can play a pretty good villain. I love seeing the AT-ATs again. Seems like there's this controversy about what to call the walkers. I've always called them AT-ATs. Sounds much cooler that way to me. And yes, I also call them AT-ST too. So Felicity Jones is going to be the lead of all this. I was thinking this would be a team film where everybody was going to be on the same level. Her character's name is Jyn Erso, which is a considerable source of humor to some. It does have the makings of a Bond character's name, I suppose. The only thing I don't like is Jyn Erso being the plucky upstart rebel with a shady past. Does every new character in Star Wars have to have modern Han Solo character stamped across their forehead? Finn was kinda like that, Kanan on Rebels, even Poe Dameron to an extent. Disney keeps showing their lack of imagination by going back to that well again and again. I mean, there are other character types to play with in the Star Wars universe. I get that this is going to be a largely Jedi-free zone, but I was hoping maybe she'd be a tech whiz or some kind of espionage expert. But from the looks of it, she's going to be another poster child for girl power and single-handedly knock the stuffing out of the stormtroopers and so forth. I mean, we already endured this with Rey, who pretty much filled every need in The Force Awakens. Need to speak droid? No need for C-3PO. Rey can do it. Need to fly the Falcon? No need for Han and Chewie. Rey can do it. Need to fight a Dark Force user with a lightsaber? No need for Luke Skywalker. Yeah, you guessed it. Sorry to go off on a tangent, but it's understandable I might be a little leery as to this pattern possibly repeating itself. Forrest Whitaker kind of makes the strongest impression apart from Jones in the new cast. I wonder what his character's going to be. The first thing I thought of is that he kind of reminds me of this guy from Dune. The best part for me was seeing what looked to be the Emperor from the back. Now, it might not actually be the Emperor we see there, but we do see the Emperor's royal guards, and I'm pretty sure there's no need for them to be hanging around unless the Emperor is there. I'm guessing that hooded figure is Mads Mikkelsen reporting to the Emperor. Maybe Mads is an Inquisitor? My anticipation for this movie will shoot up 95% if they actually have a cameo of the legendary Ian McDiarmid in here. Of course, we don't see any footage of Darth Vader or Grand Moff Tarkin here, but it's only a teaser after all. So I'm kinda optimistic for this one so far. I pretty much like what I see. It seems a good match for the OT-era Star Wars. Speaking of Mads Mikkelsen, we got some photos of his yet unnamed character from Doctor Strange recently. He's with an unnamed woman with the same freaky look that he has. They recently wrapped shooting on the film, and we can expect to see the first trailer very soon. I'm looking forward to it, and I know you are too. Warner Brothers recently released a new photo from the upcoming Wonder Woman movie showcasing Wonder Woman in her Amazonian garb, along with her mother Queen Hippolyta, played by Connie Nielsen, as well as General Antiope, played by Robin Wright, and Lieutenant Menelip, played by Lisa Loven-Consley. I hope I got that name right. There's one every week that's got to be a tongue twister. As I mentioned before, I've never been keen on Wonder Woman using swords and shields, so I'm hoping we get to see the ambassadorial side of Diana in this movie. Her mission has always been to bring peace to the world, not a sword. That's not to say she can't kick butt when she needs to, but I always felt carrying weapons of war felt wrong for the character. Warner's also pushed the film's release date up a few weeks to June 2nd, 2017. And how about that ending to Arrow this week, huh? Again, spoiler warning for any of you that haven't seen the most recent episode of Arrow, but apparently we get our answer as to who was in the grave, and it's Laurel. Those showrunners just couldn't let a season go by without killing off a female member of the cast, could they? It's crazy. Apparently the producers are saying it's for real, despite it clearly looking like a ruse of some sort. I mean, one moment the doctor is saying she's going to be fine, and then after a conversation with Oliver in which she makes him promise something that we're not yet privy to, she just takes a turn for the worse, as they say, and dies. I always thought Katie Cassidy would bow out at some point. Of the whole core cast, she was the least likely to go the distance of 10-plus seasons. particularly once they sidelined her for Felicity. She was the female lead originally, hard to believe at this point. But I'm surprised it happened this soon and they didn't make it a get on the bus in case we want you later scenario. I'm a bit disappointed in this if they actually go through with killing her off. They made great strides in redeeming the character after a rocky start. And let's be honest, Black Canary is too important to the Green Arrow mythos to be written out like this. I'm still hoping Green Arrow ends up with Black Canary, whoever she may be. For the time being, fans can content themselves that Laurel's Earth 2 doppelganger is said to show up on an upcoming episode of The Flash. Well, the seasons are winding down on all these shows, and I still intend to review the top 5 best series of the past television season. I did that last year on my blog, but it's a daunting task as I have to rewatch all the shows and give a season-wide overview of each show. So don't expect that video for a few months at least. Any thoughts on Black Canary's apparent demise? Are you looking forward to Wonder Woman and the Doctor Strange trailer? And how do you feel about Rogue One? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this is Johnnie Torch reminding you, keep the flame burning brightly, and I'll be with you again real soon.